Hello and welcome to this month's J&J Marketing Cafe presented by Photo Art Pavilion. Thank you for joining us live today. The benefit of being here live is that you get to join in the discussion at the end. So please keep your mic muted and drop any questions you have in the chat feature here in Zoom, or jot it down and we'll be able to get to it at the end during the Q&A session. So, if you're new here, I'm Jessica Lempin, one of the co-founders and COO of Photo Art Pavilion, and my business partner Joanne Henig is here with us today. She is the CEO, and she's going to join in at the end. I always like to surprise her with our J&J talks and then get her 2 cents at the end. So, we are a women-owned, women-run business dedicated to supporting fine art photographers in today's marketplace. Photo Art Pavilion, what is it? Well, we're a national curated marketplace developed for fine art photographers. We also help fellow art photographers create professional online galleries. We add additional business support and marketing support along with so much more. And let's dig in just a bit here. So one of the things we offer are doing our live virtual receptions. Right now, we have our online submission process open for Wanderlust. Our deadline is February 9th, and we'll be having a virtual exhibit. I believe that's in March. Anyway, our juror for Wanderlust is Joanne Henig. And from there, with these open calls and online exhibits, we do cash prizes. Your art, if it's chosen to be on display, will be on photoartpavilion.com in the exhibit. And oh my goodness, we love to see your photos for Wanderlust. Now, if you're new to Photo Art Pavilion and you're seeking a better way to display your art, you've come to the right place. Photo Art Pavilion, here we provide a no stress environment, no expensive website, knowledge is needed. It's just your art beautifully displayed. And some of our features for Photo Art Pavilion storefront is 100% commission to you. You can start within 5 minutes of signing up. Bulk image upload feature. There's no count of the amount of images you can add to your gallery. You can blog and also add your social media links to your storefront and so much more. So if you're interested and want to learn more, head over to Photo Art Pavilion/webinar for that. Now, we totally understand that not everyone is good with marketing their work, and we provide an additional service, Sidekick Marketing Agency. We know that marketing your work can feel overwhelming. That's where we step in with Sidekick. We help you create social media content, email marketing campaigns, blog posts, plus full marketing strategies that connect your art with the right audience. So think of Sidekick as your behind-the-scenes creative team helping your work shine. And if you want more information, photoartpavilion.com/Sidekick. All right, now that you know who we are and how we help support fellow art photographers, let's dive into today's main event. I've written this J&J Marketing Cafe 3 times now, and every time it inspires me in a different way, and I'm genuinely excited to share these ideas and lessons with you today. You're here for a reason. You showed up, and that alone tells me something powerful. You're ready to make this upcoming year count. As I get older, I notice time moves differently, faster, louder, and sometimes it feels a bit out of control. But here we are, standing at the edge of a brand new year, and I love this moment. I love the clean slate, the fresh energy, and the electric hum of possibility that comes with January. So today, let's harness that energy together. Let's create a loose but meaningful outline of what you would love to do, see, experience, visit, and learn in 2026. Now, before we jump in, I just want to, I want to start with this question. If every outside expectation disappeared, if nobody judged your choices, if you didn't have to justify your dreams, what would you love to see happen in your photographic journey this year? upcoming year. My hope is that today's conversation sparks something inside you, something unexpected and exciting. So, are you ready to dig into this month's J&J Marketing Cafe with me? Welcome to See It, Plan It, Grow It, Artist's Guide to Building 2026 Marketing Roadmap. So first up is to see it. So with your future, you always want to step back and go into your past because your past gives you proof, your future gives you direction. Before you plan ahead, you must always take a step back and not with judgment, but with gratitude, curiosity, and honesty. Start with this. Write down your accomplishments from 2025 and from any other year that sticks with you. Write the big things, the little things, the moments that make you pause. Write the opportunities you created, the ones that found you. Keep this list ongoing because you never know when you're sparking a memory, and this is something you want to hold dear to you. So why do this? These are your whispers, these are your shouts, these are your reminders that you're on the right path. So let me share a little bit of a personal story with all of you. All right. So when Joanne and I opened our gallery here on Long Island, our grand opening definitely felt surreal. There was this moment, Joanne, you might actually remember, when you introduced me to a client that had purchased one of my images. It was a very simple image. It had it's like a rocky shoreline scene with tiny wave splash, and I titled it Splash. Anyway, the client, he came up to me, he thanked me for photographing that moment. He told me that he and his wife start their mornings looking at that image when they have their breakfast. My art is what they see every single day. In that moment, I was shocked. I mean, that's quite a compliment by any means. And it was one of those grounding, clarifying whisper shouts, right? A reminder that what we do matters, often in ways we don't even realize. So yes, write down your moments, big and small. They are proof. Now, let's look ahead. How do you see your 2026? What are your most exciting, most ambitious, wildest photography dreams? Start listing possibilities like educational opportunities, publications or features you want to be in, workshops you want to take or perhaps host, exhibits or open calls you want to jump into, either online, it's infinite, or in your local market. Perhaps there's places you want to travel to, new shooting techniques you want to learn, renting or buying gear, checking it out, right? Upgrading your setup, joining a local photo group, meeting new photographers to collaborate with, creating a new body of work, testing new gear, and it just keeps going until you find anything that you're looking to try to do or become, right? So make that list, make it fun. And remember, you're not too late, you're not behind, you're right on time. Vera Wayne started designing in her 40s, which is pretty wild. She's that fancy wedding dressmaker. Julia Child was 49 when she went on TV, right? These are really interesting people, and they didn't find their calling or at least make their true footprint in the world until they're much older. So get crazy with these ideas because you just never know what's going to happen. Now, creativity doesn't expire. Dreams don't have deadlines. Your photography journey is allowed to evolve at any age. So write it all down. Everything is welcomed here. Now, once you have that list, you're going to want to put some plans in action. So with that, dreams become goals, goals become actions. Grab a simple notebook or open a fresh document on your computer. This will become your photography journal for 2026. Give it an 8, something that feels like a promise to yourself. So I have a couple ideas here. So maybe inspired in 2026, big magic, big goals 2026, my year of creative expansion, watch me grow, The photographer I'm becoming, and it's a journal. Dream plan due 2026, right? So now this makes it fun. It makes it a little bit more sticky, if you will, and you're able to truly identify what that 2026 area is going to look like. So, and start shaping your plans. So let's write down the top 5 to 10 goals you have. These can be photography goals or business goals. Choose your must-dos, the things your 2026 wouldn't feel complete without. So now, once you have that idea, create 12 boxes, one for each month. January through December, or if you're watching us at a little bit of a later date, just set it up to the next month and so on, and 12 months out. So now start assigning some of these goals that you have, these passions, right? And start laying them out accordingly through the calendar. So some goals are time-based. So perhaps you wanted to shoot cherry blossoms in DC in April. Well, now you know you have a goal to work on in April. Some goals are seasonal, again, so like maybe applying to your local fall art festivals, getting those applications started, seeing when they are going to be in the year, and then when you have to apply by. Some require much more planning and a little bit more finance, like maybe buying that new lens, or maybe updating your entire equipment, right? Sometimes you have to, and you got to work it out. So set your goal, and then you could set your steps up accordingly. Now, once you do that, and also some goals just need space to evolve, and that we all know happens. So start filling out your 12-month grid. Then look at January or whenever you're starting and think, all right, I have 28 to 31 days. What can I make happen? And you got to just start simple and be able to start jiving with these ideas to have them grow and develop. So now time block always helps. So let's say you take those 28 to 31 days and you put aside 10 to 15 minutes daily, or maybe put an hour of focus time per week in that time frame to achieve your goal. Your goals will require time, more time than you expect. This is normal. This is not a sign you're failing. It's a sign you're growing. And when you finish a goal early, celebrate the hell out of it, right? I mean, you're working hard and now you're seeing it happen. So now your vision, you're doing your vision work. You're also looking on planning. Now, how do you grow those ideas, those passions, those things you want to accomplish this upcoming year? So action changes everything. Here's the truth. Nothing grows if you don't take action. Momentum comes from motion. You've outlined your year, you've sorted your goals, and now it's time to get your hands in the clay and make your molds. Ask yourself, how do I envision myself getting these tasks done? If something feels too big, too scary, too far out of reach, pause, take a breath. Picture yourself doing it with ease. You'll be surprised how easy things will then flow. So some ideas. Maybe you're going to call an interior design studio to introduce yourself and your work. Maybe you're going to reach out to the business you want to be able to photograph the behind the scenes, right? Do a little bit of editorial journalism, photography. It's stepping out of your comfort zone. Maybe it's sending your first gallery pitch to a local gallery. Maybe it's just walking inside and having a conversation. Maybe it's entering your first juried exhibit. There's just so many firsts that can happen. Decide your firsts for this upcoming year and just do it. Don't look back. Don't overthink. Just do it. But yes, sometimes you'll hear no. Sometimes you hear nothing at all. That's not failure. That's redirection. A closed door simply means that wasn't your door to open. Pivoting is a skill, and you're allowed to master it. So my goal today is to inspire you to get a little bit uncomfortable, to stretch into the version of yourself you've been slowly becoming, to chase the connections, opportunities, experiences, and your soul, the experiences your soul has been quietly whispering you on, right? It's kind of fun to think outside the box and what you can achieve for 2026. Life rewards the bold, business rewards the consistent, art rewards the curious. And you, You're allowed to want more. You're allowed to grow. You're allowed to become the photographer you keep imagining in your mind. Now that you visualized your year, clarified what you want, and laid out the foundation for your goals, let's talk about how you're going to actually make it happen. Welcome to the marketing portion of today's session, where your dreams become strategies and your ideas become visible in growth. All right, so now it's part of our artist guide to building a 2026 marketing roadmap. A simple guideline to help you plan your year with clarity and purpose. Define your core business. So choose about 3 to 5 different core areas you're looking to work on. Perhaps it's increasing your art print sales by 25%. Either way, you're looking to get a clear vision on the top 3 business goals. What do you want your art business to look like in 2026? Do you want to increase your art sales, grow your audience, book more exhibits, art fairs? Choose goals that are measurable and meaningful to you. Clarity creates momentum. Without it, you're just posting and hoping. Maybe for some of you, it's growing your social media account to 50, to 500, to 5,000, and so on. Whatever the numbers are, take a recording of it right at January 1, jot it down in your journal, and then from there, see what happens throughout the year. For each goal you're putting down, take a moment to define why it matters, how you will measure your success. From there, identify your target audience, right? So on social media and throughout all of your marketing, clarify who you want to reach in 2026. Your marketing only works when you know who you're talking to and who's listening. In 2026, define your people. So their age, lifestyle, buying habits, and what emotional connection they look for in their art. When you know your audience, everything becomes easier. Your messaging, your imagery, your offers, even your pricing. Now, what you can even do is in your journal, add a photo of somebody that you would feel likes your art, right? So if you have a face to look at when you're writing your stories, when you're writing your marketing, and so on, it kind of gives you somebody to talk to, or at least be able to define who you're speaking to. And that visual element does help with your marketing. So with that, take a moment to figure out the age group you want to be talking to, their interests, their buying behaviors, what motivates them to buy, where they spend their time online. So again, you can have that picture of that person or people, and then just jot down those little bits and pieces of information below. From there, you are going to choose your marketing pillars. So a successful year doesn't come from doing everything. It comes from doing or choosing the right things. So for 2026, pick your marketing pillars. Maybe it's email marketing. Maybe it's growing your Instagram. Maybe it's joining online galleries. Maybe it's building partnerships. Choose what supports your goals and what you can actually maintain. Simplicity wins. So perhaps it's looking to commit a bit more to your social media marketing, setting out the posts on a consistent basis. Maybe it's making sure you send that email out every month to your VIPs, friends, family, fans. Maybe it's making sure you have a in-person event maybe every quarter, doing something outside the box, maybe something that makes you a bit uncomfortable. Maybe you're going to focus a little bit more on getting some collaborations going. Maybe you're going to reach out to local interior designers, real estate agents, maybe any kind of like home stylists, and so on. Make yourself known in the design community, your local design community, to be able to share the work. Now, from there, try to break down each goal into quarterly action plans. It helps to chunk up your year to quarters. Each quarter, choose one focus and a few key actions. This keeps your goals manageable and prevents burnout. When you take small, consistent steps each quarter, you create real sustainable momentum. Maybe in the first quarter, focusing on those emails. And then from there, you're going to pivot and do a little bit more of the social media focus. Like you could figure out what is going to work best for you. For each quarter, define the main focus, 3 to 5 key actions, deadlines, metrics to track. For example, quarter one, that's January, February, March. Focus on the rebuild of your portfolio, optimize your online store, right? That's a pretty big focus. But then your actions. Maybe within that quarter, you're going to upload 20 new pieces of art into your portfolio. You're going to update the descriptions within your portfolio and then clean up your bio. Now, once you break it down into those little actions, you're able to spread it out and be able to stay on top of everything. From there, plan 3 to 4 signature promotions for the year. So you have your 12-month blocks, right? And then now you're going to be able to implant your 3 to 4 signature promotions per year. So don't market randomly, plan ahead. Don't wait for sales to magically happen, plan them. Choose 3 to 4 big promotions for 2026, like a spring floral art sale or a limited edition drop, right? So you take one of your new images, you say it's going to be available for that quarter, and then maybe it's gone. And from there, maybe it's setting up a fall collection or even a holiday gift guide with the sale. When you plan ahead, your promotions feel intentional, not rushed or random. Choose promotions just like I was mentioning. So a spring floral art sale, a summer limited edition drop, a fall open studio event, or even a holiday fine art gift campaign. Add the dates to your calendar now, block out those months that you want to promote those different events. Now, from there, you're going to have other quarterly tasks. Maybe it's rereading your bio every quarter. Add the things you've accomplished since the last time it was updated. Review and update your portfolio. Set up your email sequence, right? So you have your VIPs, you're going to send out the different emails. How are you going to break it down? What are you going to be talking to them about? And prepare the pages before your year gets busy. So just like any other person out there marketing their work, make sure that the art you're going to promote during the quarter is something that you've already reviewed. Your bio is up to date. And from there, those pieces of work are ready to go and are fully informed and updated with the information. Let's see. When you prepare in advance, you show up with confidence and consistency. Now, just like I was saying, we have the updated bio, artist statement, new portfolio images, welcome email sequence, website landing pages for key offers. So that would mean with Photo Art Pavilion, it's your products, your art. Make sure that those are ready to go and everything's updated, everything looks great on those before you go and share. This reduces any kind of stress and helps you stay consistent. From there, you want to define your budget for 2026. So your art business needs a budget, even a simple one. Plan for the printing cost, framing, event fees, ads, workshops, and software. A clear budget gives you control and allows you to invest in opportunities that align with your goals instead of reaching on the fly. So, for example, maybe you have your first quarter themed post that you want to put out there. Maybe you're going to run a sale and add some advertising budget behind that. So put up your post, even do a boost. Maybe it's $15 here, maybe it's $100 here, whatever your budget allows. And this helps you gain a bit more interest throughout the community. From there, maybe it's printing and framing. Perhaps you got invited to be in a studio, you need the work to be up on display, and now you have to invest in your work. Perhaps it's about education, workshops, experiences. Or maybe it's just updating or trying out a new service to help your art, such as Sidekick. From there, outsourcing. Sidekick again. But, these are things that help you be able to put that intention out and grow your art business. Set your tracking and review system. Tracking your progress is a non-negotiable. Each month, review any kind of sales that you have, any kind of traffic, engagement through social media. Maybe you can see the ticking of your followers. Maybe it's the people that sign up for your emails. See what's working and where you need to adjust. Your data tells the truth, and when you use it, you make smarter decisions and achieve your goals faster. Now, if you're just getting started and you have a personal social media pages, try to convert those into the business pages so you can actually see your data and get a little bit more information behind the people that are connecting with you. So with that, every month, website traffic with Photo Art Pavilion, you can have Google Analytics plugged in. If you don't know about that, definitely shoot us an email. Art sales, see what's going, what's working. Email list growth is another great thing to be able to see. So in January, with your email list, just make a note how many people you have within your mailing list. You know, each quarter, see where you end up and how many people are there. Moving on. This data is to help refine your roadmap as the year unfolds. Now, I tried to put together a visual for you guys because we are obviously artists, we are visual people. And I took this moment to create the rough visual guide on how to chunk up the year so you have a loose direction or roadmap to visually seeing your goals. So create your calendar in your photography journal or document. Add colors that make you happy across the board for your quarters. And then from there, add in your different photography goals or business goal or marketing theme you want to do for each of those months, right? So with Photo Art Pavilion, we're also putting out our marketing calendar ahead of time so you can focus on that upcoming month. But now let's try to do it a little bit better where you're able to now input that information into that upcoming month, into your journal. And now as you move along the year, you can reflect back on each month or each quarter to see your progress. Nothing fuels progress as much as seeing it take place. For those joining live, definitely rewatch this video when we go to launch it and pause it where you need to. There's a lot of information going on and a lot of great tips to help you. So now your 2026 starts now. You deserve a year that feels aligned, inspired, and full of possibilities, right? And this is how you get to create your 2026 marketing roadmap. So thank you for joining us today. I'm going to bring Joanne in to share any bits and pieces that she would love to about all of this. I know this is like a whole big surprise for you as to like what direction I was taking. But Joanne, yeah, feel free to jump on in.
I'm jumping. How's everybody doing today? All right, so I love the presentation and I love the idea, and I think it's very timely for us to take a look at this J&J Marketing Cafe this time of year as we're approaching a new year into January and into 2026 as a total. What pops out for me is a simple equation. So what happens when you have a goal without minus a plan? What do you get? You get 0. So if you have a goal and you have no plan, subtract the plan, you end up with 0. But what Jessica is outlining here is if you have a plan plus you take action, you equal achievement. And that is really where you as an artist, an individual artist, need to kind of put your focus. You need to come up with the action elements in order to get the achievement. I love this visual guide. I suspect that we'll be using it at PAP Corporate. But for you as an individual artist, I think it's just as powerful. I think that if you have this monthly visual calendar, maybe you create it in I don't know, whatever software you have. You could probably do this in Excel or Numbers, depending on the system that you're working. Simply set up the 3 columns with the 4 rows. Simple. Add colors, get it going, and then type into it those actionable items that you'd like to achieve. Now, one of the things I like about this, if it's in a digital format, it can be modified and adjusted as you go forward. You're going to have months, quarters, whatever, where you run into hiccups. It's life. We call it life, right? So we're living our lives and something comes along, whether it be something in the family, whether it be a travel, you're traveling somewhere and you're putting your goals on hold for a brief moment. That's okay. You can go back into your spreadsheet and you can adjust your goals, move them forward, back, whatever it is that you think you need to do. But having this in front of you, I think, is very powerful. And one of the things that I would do if this were my spreadsheet is I would create it in Excel, I would print it out, and I would have it over my computer so I have to look at it every day, almost like a vision board, which some of you may be familiar with. But having that vision and that silent intention brings forward the actual achievement that you're looking for. So I like this as the main, I think, actionable item that you guys can focus on off of this meeting for sure. But other than that, Jess, I loved all the ideas, and I think that it's really up to you, the individual artist, to kind of fill in the blanks. We can only make suggestions of what it is that you may or may not want to do, but when you put some of these items, some of your ideas and your goals into a spreadsheet like this and make it visible and visual to you on a daily basis, you're going to see how things are going to start to come to fruition. So those are my comments for today's meeting.
And I gotta say, I have my own notebook that I have been using for quite some time, and I actually cut out like pictures. This is kind of silly, but like a vision board, but now it's a book, right? So now you can create your version if you're using a physical notebook and create this as your journal. Like, what kind of places do you want to go to? What kind of images do you want to take? The experiences and so on. So whether you're digital or kind of old-fashioned like me, go ahead and take that time out. Carve it out for yourself before the new year hits and be able to define your upcoming year.
Yeah, I like that idea, Jess, a vision notebook as opposed to a vision board. It becomes a little bit more private, a little bit more personal, but the only thing that one must do if you have a vision notebook is you must open it and look at it. You can't put stuff into it and then put it on the desk and not open it and not look at it. Has to be something that you visually connect with, even if you're doing so subliminally, which I have to tell you, I have created vision boards in the past and, put them up on the wall, and I walk away and I'm not even realizing subliminally that I'm seeing those desires, if you will, and they do come to fruition. It's just crazy how the universe seems to work. So you can apply that not just to your personal life, but also to your business life for sure.
Definitely. Excellent. All right. So thank you for attending live. And you want to get your art off your hard drive and on someone's wall that is going to love it and appreciate it the same way you do.
Yeah, for sure.
That's all about just giving you the tools, tips, and tricks to be able to do that.
Yeah. Absolutely. Perfect. Beautiful.
Fantastic. Well, thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next year.
Yeah, we'll see you next year.